The following video has been approved by the Jetty marketing team. The video has been rated Jetty. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. Good morning and g'day mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty. And we're here back on our home planet to probably say goodbye to this system. Now, some things have happened, some changes have happened. Last episode we left it with upgrading our Dyson rings into Dyson chains, I guess. It was a comment left either on my Discord or in the comments section below. I can't remember which, but yeah, somebody said that it definitely looks like chains now, and I do agree. It really looks like something that fell off a chainsaw. But yeah, we're leaving this system behind because this system has been upgraded. It's been built as far as we can. It does have a couple of limitations currently still, and that is due to, well, power, and that's due to actually power from our Dyson Sphere. Because we didn't build a proper sphere, because we didn't really do what you're meant to do, we're not actually producing enough power from the sun to make enough critical photons. So there are a couple of things that we need to do before we say goodbye to this planet. First thing is we're going to go to, actually we're going to go to that view. And you can see that I have added a bunch of Dyson sail orbits in. And yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, and it's something I'm not particularly happy about, but the idea was I would have some well-defined lines with some sails going around. The problem is they only become well-defined if you launch a lot of sails up, and that makes the lines more defined and more easy to see. The catch is I don't really want to waste those resources on firing up thousands and thousands of sails. As for our sphere itself, our sphere is doing great. It's doing 4.6 gigawatts, and our sails are doing about a gigawatt. In saying that, we still require about 8 gigawatts worth of power. So we're not actually making critical photons fast enough. So we do have to do a few things. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go here. I'm going to go to sphere number 1 because it's the one I can't delete. And I am going to turn that off. I am going to add in one more layer, or one more sphere, or one more part to my sphere. That's probably better. I'm going to give it a top hat. Like that. Main reason is this requires 210 rockets times 4, so like, what's that, 800, 1600? No, 800 rockets, 800 rockets, but will absorb 4,500 sails. Doing the top and the bottom of your spheres will give you the most sails to rocket ratio, and it also means I'm going to do the exact same on the bottom. I want to make sure I'm trying to use the exact same lines. We want to go down 2, wrap that 1/4 of the way around, a quarter of the way around, a quarter of the way around, a quarter of the way around, and fill that in as well. And that should hopefully, that's going to take in, what's that, 4,000, 4,500, that's 9,000, that's 18,000, that is pretty much every sail. Oh, that's 25,000. That's a lot more sales. Okay, it's going to take in 9. 9 is half. 18,000, 36,000. Oh no, okay, yeah, it's going to take in all the sales we have and then some. So maybe it's going to be enough. Maybe it's going to be enough that we can get us out of trouble. On top of that, we can do some more research. If we go over the upgrades tab, we currently are losing 20%. 20% of our Dyson, 20% of our power is being lost between the sphere and the ray receivers. We can do this research in 5 minutes and see if that number improves. But yeah, this planet we've sort of maxed out. There's not really anything else we can do. We're producing 10 science per second in both, you know, well, blue, red, yellow, purple, and even green science. They're not actually running at full speed because they're backed up, because, wrong one, purple goes over there, because we can't actually make critical photons fast enough. Our critical photons are processed over here, and as you can see, I'm requesting lots in, but we just don't have any. Yeah, I have upgraded, obviously, filled in the North Pole with every single ray receiver I can squeeze in. We've also added a whole bunch of cannons, so we can launch up sails for extra power. I don't really like launching up the sails because it's a bit of a waste of resources, but in saying that, if we press that button and we look at what a sail costs, it costs graphene, which comes from fire ice. Like, we have an ice giant literally right beside us. In fact, we're actually burning fire ice wherever it is. Not there. Not there. Here. We're literally burning fire ice for power. So fire ice is not really an issue. And as for the other requirement being the photon combiners come from a tiny bit of iron and copper, which that's the wasteful part. They also come from prisms, which come from glass, which comes from stone. And as you can see, stone is one of the few resources we still have left on this planet. Stone is never really an issue. So I'm not too worried. Hence, I'm probably not going to turn off the cannons before we leave. All the cannons are actually linked up to our one system that's also launching rockets, which is currently launching up the last of the rockets we just added for the new sphere parts. So I'm not too worried, and I'll probably just leave it running. If we ever come back to this system, I probably will turn it off just to save performance of computers. My computer, to be more exact. Okay, the other thing we've done is, like, we've literally... We haven't quite filled up every single free bit of space on this planet, but we've done a pretty good job. It's fairly well packed in. It's got a lot going on. On top of that, if we zoom out, we can see there's a good number of ships flying in and out. And then if we come back to our smelting planet, we can see that air traffic control definitely has a problem on this planet, and I'm probably a little bit overwhelmed. And on top of that, in the runtime we've had between last episode and this episode, I've been back out to Australia LS1. I have added more... solar panels because we weren't actually making enough power. And what else have I done? That's been pretty much it. Added more solar panels there. Added more smelting to our Australia LS4. We needed more magnets, more glass, more quite a few things. So I've upgraded Australia LS4. I've also had to start importing power there as well with ray receivers because we just didn't have enough power. It's up to like over 2 gigawatts power as well, and we're currently sitting pretty at 4 gigawatts or something. We've currently got a bit of a loop. Hang on. Discharge, charge. Are we actually charging accumulators? I have upgraded the energy exchanger system, so it stops. So it at least lets what wind power and what electrical or what thermal power we have on this planet actually work. Where are we? So that's the discharge half. And that's the charging half. We're going to actually click on one of these. And, oh no, we are still charging at a... It's not written on the bar anywhere. That's interesting. Yeah, so we are... So the 2 gigawatts we're discharging, we're recharging another gigawatt. It's a complicated system. I plan on probably doing a follow-up video on energy exchanges. But yeah, this is sort of where we've landed. Oh, I've also covered much of the South Pole in more ray receivers to try and get enough critical photons, because currently that's what's holding up our science. The fact that we only have about 400 critical photons, we really need about 660, which means we need to improve our Dyson Sphere. Be able to pull more power down, because currently these guys are trying to pull in 10 gigawatts worth of power out of a sphere that only has 5.6. So yeah, in fact the rockets are probably just about finished. No, not quite. But we've already started pulling in sails. It's going to take a long time to fill up those two surfaces, so it's going to be a while before this planet's done. I can always add in another ring of ray receivers in the South Pole, which we might end up having to do. I don't know. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, our home system is pretty much done, okay? There's nothing else that could really fit in here, and our home system had... Oh, okay. Hang on, we went from 10 gigawatts down to 9.8. How much is that next level? So it took us from 20 down to 16. That's 10,000 research. Yeah, we'll throw that in there as well. Okay, so yeah, home planet pretty much done with. There's nothing else I can really do here, and half of that limiting factor was we have a planet doing power, a planet doing smelting, and a planet doing production. Well, half a planet doing smelting and pretty much a whole planet doing power, and yeah, that's all I could really fit in. So what I actually want to do is I want to step up our game and go for a bit of an explore, because I did say when we started this series that I want to go out and I want to visit every single planet, at least, or every single star. I want to go out and visit every single star, visit every single system. I think we're going to need a naming convention just so we know what we've been to and what we haven't. We are lucky that anything we've been to is marked, at least has its name on the map. But I'm going to need probably better naming, because I know Orfini. I don't know whether we've tapped the gas giant on this planet. Maybe we have. Maybe we just grabbed the fractal silicon. I know Pictoris. I didn't grab the spinner form because it actually happened to be in a water world, so we're going to go back to that one and we'll cover water worlds in a future video. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for a bit of an explore and try and find a new home system, because this one we're limited to 3 planets. I'd really like to find something with more planets. I know I can, you know, have a production star and a smelting star and everything else, but I really liked how chaotic this how busy this became, with both, you know, vessels going back and forth for power and still picking up raw resources from Australis. The smelting planet, Australis 4, just going absolute bonkers with ships everywhere. I really like the way this is set up. So the plan is, I'm going to do a bit of a montage, because I need to find a new home system, a new place to call home, something where we can really ramp things up to the next level. I don't know what the next level is. By all means, down the description or down the comment section below, go nuts. We were talking about going out and making a Dyson Sphere around a blue giant, or that's a blue giant as well, or a red giant. We do have a red giant down there, although I just noticed this is sextents. I sort of like the idea that it's sextents. We could always, like, power generation is potentially not an issue. We could just set up a star that just does nothing but makes a Dyson Sphere to make critical protons. We could go make a system around a black hole. Like, this is a black hole with water, which is a first for me. So yeah, we could go and set up around a black hole, a neutron star. It really doesn't matter. We just need a new home planet, a new place to call home. An F-type star. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go for a bit of a jaunt this video. Atop of that, I do want to. The only things I want to take with me, I don't want those anymore. We don't want those anymore. I'll take the miners with me just because I have them on me. The only thing I really... Oh wow, you guys are finished. Okay, all rockets done. The thing I mainly want to take with me is... those ones. 300 orbital collectors. It does mean if I find a gas giant... No, I need 400. Well, we're only going to take 300. If I find a gas giant, I can cover it. Yeah, there's none left. I've eaten them all. Okay. It means if we find a gas giant, I can cover it with those things. The orbital collectors, and be able to at least collect the gases out of the system. So I need to make sure I have power. Power warpers, we've got 150 plus warpers. I'm going to need plenty of fuel, and we're going to go on a bit of a wander and look for a new home system. Oh, the only other thing I do need is I'm going to need fuel, which is over here. Yeah, that seems like overkill. Yeah. You're still burning. Wow. Okay. Actually, I have one of those in my inventory. You're not burning. You are burning. You're not burning. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Very confused star. Very confused star. Yeah, most of our powers are coming from It's coming from the energy exchanger system, so it means, yeah. The only really way to make these work perfectly, and as I said, I'll probably do a follow-up video on them at some stage, is if for every one you're discharging, you have another one charging, which means then your other resources, like your burning resources and your wind turbines and your solar, actually kick into. It's complicated. It's complicated, and in case you can't tell, I am suffering with I'm not well and will possibly need a COVID test in the next couple of days because it's the middle of summer and you don't normally get sick in the middle of summer. Oh, one last thing is research. I have done some research, obviously. We're currently working through that one, which is 10,000 packs. I have upgraded our logistics carrier engines to a significant speed. As you can see, these are quite quick now. I do want to add some more on there. Veins utilization, that's the one infinite research you can do forever, and that's what I'd probably recommend we're going to do quite a bit. I have got our drone speed up 26 meters per second, which means we walk at 16 meters per second. We fly at 1.5 times that speed, which is 24 meters per second. They fly at 26 meters per second. So they are now faster than me. I still want to get another research. If I get them up to 29, that's significantly, that's faster again. If I get them up to 32, that's significantly faster than us. So that's the plan there. Get 2 more researchers here. On top of that, we currently have 15 drones. I wouldn't mind an extra couple, 19 drones, yeah. Being able to recharge faster is not really an issue now. We have antimatter. Neither is having more max core energy. Again, really not an issue. Like if I get this one high enough, then I don't need this one high enough. Or if I get this one high enough, I don't need this one. Because our battery just is so big that we can just do whatever we want. In saying that, we are in a very large solar system. So there is a possibility I will need a bigger battery. And yeah, we're probably going to do another carrier engine eventually soon. Anyway, that sort of covers research. Actually, we'll drop in. They're all super expensive. Okay, we're going to drop in. That's 18,000. That seems reasonably cheap when compared to everything else. We'll drop in one of those, and then we'll walk away from the whole situation. Yeah, you're absorbing sales. You're going to be a while, as are you going to be a while. Okay, and yeah, until we get more power, we can't get critical photons faster, which means we can't make science faster. But you know, we'll try what we can. All right, we are going to go. I want to go in a random-ish. Look, we've gone out this way. We're going to keep going out this way. Delta Sculptorius. All right. With that, like I said, I'm just looking for a new home planet, a new place we can call home, a new something. So with that said, I'm going to see you guys after this little montage. I think we've just found our new home planet, our new home system. Yes, because we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and if we double check the star, there are no gas giants, which gives us 6 planets. 6 planets to work with. We have high in solar, which would be great for power. We have a lava planet, which is perfect for a forged world. We have a planet with sulfuric acid, which means we don't need to bring that in. We have a Tylock planet, which means that'll be great for our ray receivers. We have just a planet with both fire ice and fractal silicon. We just ran into the sun. And we have a planet with water, which means, again, I don't have to freight water in. So, number 2. Number 2 is our forged planet, which we'll just go check this out real quick. Because it's covered in lava, I have no issue landfilling the whole thing. And the fact that it has a few million resources never hurt at all. We are ticking our way through the research. We have completed a couple more researches. So carrier engines are nicer. Well, our ships are nice and fast now at 2,700 meters per second, because they won't be warping around inside this system. We're down to 14% wasted power with the ray receivers. We currently, I'm getting more construction drones, because it turns out I kept leaving them behind when I was on gas giants. In fact, we did do... No, let's, come on, gonna get all my... Can I, yeah, I want to go and look at Australis. Wow. I can't see the planets, but I have a feeling we have 2 planets here and here. So we went from Australis, we went this way through Fortimicus, Urius Minoris, Regalas, Alagrab, yep, HD, which was our red giant. Then we went to Arshat, because I dead set looked at it first. I'm like, oh, that's Arshat. No, it's Alas Hat. But yes, we went to Urius Majoris, because we'd already visited the minor. We went to the black hole, and then I was just looking for planets. I'm like, well, there's a cluster of blue giants up here, so we'll go for a wander. One of these planets did have... We've got 6 stars. One of these planets did have 5 stars, and that was our current winner. Oh, wow, that is a lot of ships. Oh, I bet you that has deuterium. Yeah. So we have a whole bunch of ships warping out right now and picking up deuterium, I bet. Yeah, he's green. Yeah, so they're warping out because we hit up a gas giant. In fact, one of these guys... Or is Pegasi? No. This one has 2 gas giants. Has both a gas giant and an ice giant. So we grabbed on... What's that? Orphiticus? Yes. So we came out here, went up to Pegasi, then Asphoricus, and then we're on a Crux. So, with that said, I'm going to get started on a forged world. Yes. This is going to be our new home system. It is reasonably close. Can I have Australis, please, marked back on the map? Thank you. It's reasonably close to Australis in the grand scheme of things. It's only 16 light years away, which is like a minute's worth of travel. I don't know if that's a minute worth of travel at our speed or at logistic ship speed, but either way, it's about a minute's worth of travel. So I'm going to get started on a forge planet, which is going to require, well, landfill, power, all sorts of other logistics. It's going to require us to set up, obviously, a lot of outposting. At the same time, I do want to start some new mods. Start playing with some new mods, because there is a potential copy-paste tool. And on top of that, how bright is that sun? That is a... only a 1.6, so it's not super bright. But hopefully it's bright enough. 2.53 AU. Add new layer. No, I don't think that's going to be inside the sphere. That's the only other thing I was looking for. I was really looking for a planet we could squeeze inside the sphere. Oh no, that's distance from us. Oh. Okay, hang on. We need to go check this out. We want to go there. Definitely warp across our little star system. Yeah, it's okay. Just land somewhere. You've got some resources, not a lot. And that is... Oh, 0.88 AU. Okay, well that means we add a new layer, and we'll slide that to 0, 0, 0. Too close to other layers. 38. There we go. So it means our very first planet will be inside our sphere. So I'm probably going to aim for a sphere that's about 41. 40500. 40400. Yeah, 40450. 6, 7. Aha! So that'll be the size of our sphere. And that'll be literally, when we're on this planet... Actually, we might set up 2 spheres. One... Oh, that's a brilliant idea. 4... What was it? Crap. 4... 40470. And 6 was too low, right? Okay, so if we set that one up at that number, create, doesn't matter what angle it's at, and then I put another one in, how... 0. 398. 6. 5. 4. 2. Okay, we'll use the slider bar. Oh wow, that's a significant size orbit. Okay. 0, 0. Okay. These are all being recorded on the video, so I can definitely check them out later. Let's go with 50. Okay, 50 is fine. 150. No. 100. No. 90. 090. 070. I will probably fine-tune these numbers in by even going down to the units column and increasing and decreasing these numbers. 7. 9. No. 8. Okay. Yep. Yep. I think we're going to end up with 2 spheres that are going to be very, very, very close to our planet. Like super, super close. Can I just get in a guide rail so we can sort of see where that layer is compared to that layer? There's a significant gap between layers, but don't forget we're going to have a planet between the two of them. Because I would really like to have... Oh, the sunset. I would really like to have a Dyson Sphere right in front of this planet and right behind this planet. Just because I think it'll be look cool. Alright, like I said, I'm going to start on our forged world, which means I need to set up some sort of logistics to bring materials in and then start power and all the basics. So I will see you guys in a little bit after we sort of work out our base, I guess, construction methods? Yeah. Construction methods, because I do want a forge planet that is going to be doing nothing but smelting, like hardcore smelting. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. And welcome back. Now I know I said we were now on our lovely new planet. We're going to start working on Arcrux. We need a new name. We need a new name for the new sun. Arcrux 2, and start working on our forged planet and our great planetary forge. Look, there are vessels moving back and forth. We have spent some time working on it, but Yeah. Yeah, we also have Australis in the background with so many ships going back and forth. Look, I spent some time. And I made some progress. But it was a much bigger project than I thought it was going to be. Which means we're going to cover that in the next episode. What I need to cover in this episode, which is also why we're doing this now, is power. Because we're on a whole new system. Which means all our power infrastructure's back at Australis. We don't actually have any power here. Now, hi ship, you're coming here, are you? Yes. So we do have some basic things. Like, we can bring in accumulators and discharge those, and we're probably going to do that. But the other things that we need to bring in are, like, massive amounts of power, because our previous Forge worlds used, like, 2 gig worth of power, 2 gigawatts, and it's nothing compared to what we're currently aiming towards. So we need to start making industrial amounts of power at our new system, which does mean we need to look at the Dyson Sphere, which does mean a couple of things. First thing is, let's zoom all the way out to our solar system. Does mean a couple of things. First thing is, this is a really important number here. This 6 degrees, 6 degrees and 14 minutes. That is the inclination of Icarus 1, which was going to be our power planet, is still going to be our power planet, and this is the planet I'm standing on currently, because this is where I want to start building power. And by the way, look down the comment section below, we need a better name for this new system, okay? I was going to call it New Home, New Homestead, New System, the Super System. 6 planets, 1 star. All the names I have are really bad. So by all means, down the comment section, if you have a better name, please put it down in the comment section below. Or it could end up being called 6 planets, 1 star. Yes, because that's its defining factor so far. It has 6 planets, and one of them happened to be entirely locked. But yeah, today we're going to be working on power, okay? Because that's going to be the really big important thing. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to make a new Dyson layer, because Dyson Spheres are definitely a good way to make power. And because we have the infrastructure currently back at home, we could just ship rockets here and start launching them. And on top of that, because I'm setting up a new sphere, I want to try and match the inclination of my planet, which, if you remember, was at 6 degrees and 14 minutes. Now, 14 minutes is not something it seems I can type in here, but it's 14 minutes, therefore it's a quarter of an hour. Is it 6 degrees and 14 minutes? Yeah, it's minutes and seconds. So it's 6 degrees and 14 minutes, which is a quarter of an hour. So I'm going with 6.25. And you might notice that the orbit radius for our first layer is 36,000, 0, blah, 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 68. Because if I change this to 69, it's too close to a planet orbit. So I've intentionally chosen this number because it is literally right in front of the planet. On top of that, I'm going to add another new layer. And this one is going to be 40469 with a 6.25 inclination and a longitude of 0. And that is conveniently right outside, pause, right outside our home. You know what? We might just add new layer whilst it's paused. 36068. And we'll add both layers whilst it's paused, just in case it matters. It shouldn't. 40469. 6.25. And 0, create. Okay, so really quickly, if we take this and we spread this out to there and out to there, that should give us a line marker. And that one is going to line up with it perfectly at 0. No, it does not line up. Oh, okay, so that's 0 right through there. Okay, so let's delete that, delete that, delete that. We'll start at 0, and we're just going to make ourselves a ring, because I'm really hoping this ring is literally right in front of our power planet, along with right behind. I'd really like to have a planet sandwiched between 2 spheres, which is going to be our plan, our great masterful plan. Okay, And that's also at 0, so we will do a second ring here. Now, obviously, the smaller ring on the inside is going to rotate faster, but because they're at the same inclination, it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be able to tell. They should always maintain this pitch. So we're going to turn on run game, and you'll notice, hopefully, you'll notice after a little while that the inside layer is definitely moving faster. These two are actually, as soon as I tilt up, you can see they're now out of alignment. This one's going much faster. That is node 3.1. That is node 2.3. How the hell did I bugger that up? That's 2.2. That's 2.1. Okay, whatever. Fine. You do you, game. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're also going to add a node here at 36068 at 6.25 at a latitude of 0, which is literally right on top of that existing one that we just did, because that's our sails. And yes, on our planet we need to start making power. So it means a couple of things. First thing is we're going to start importing all of the things that we might need for power. Actually, let's cover what I've done on this planet currently. So this planet is going to be power. That is its only purpose, to produce power to run this particular star system. Yes. So obviously I want to mine out all the resources because they're in my way. And I have added a bunch of new mods. We're going to be covering them over the next couple of episodes. The first one I do want to mention just right now, because we're looking at it, is miner info, which adds this lovely text here. Maybe if I turn off the light. Yeah. So minus max outputs at 26.0 per second. If we look at this one, it's 23. If we look at this one, it's 26. It's a nice little handy info that can get popped above the miners. Doesn't really do anything apart from literally provide info, but we can see because this one's 33 per second, I obviously can't, or I shouldn't try and put all that on one belt, so it's on two different belts. That one, the irons, I think it's 17 because that's all I can get out of that iron one. This one's at 34, and as you can see, it's on two belts. So in theory, I should, I don't always do it, but I should, as I put down the miners, see how many there are and try and split them across multiple belts if needs be. Okay, so with that mod covering out of the way, first thing I want to do is I want to bring in accumulators from the home planet, because we have a fair few of them. We're going to do remote demand, yes. Okay, that's going to bring in some charged accumulators, which we're going to discharge on this side. And I've set up like a smart system when it comes to discharging accumulators. Okay, so we're going to bring in our charged ones right down the middle, same as we did last time. The flat ones are going to go around out on the outside. I've also left a spare splitter at the front so we can extend this build if we need to, because I know I had to on my previous home world. We might have to on a forged world. We'll definitely have to on a charging world. But yes. For the moment, we're discharging. So, you know, these are both set identical, so we can expand the builds if needs be. So our charged accumulators are going to come in here. They're going to run off. They're going to get discharged. Now, we previously did cover with the energy exchanges. The way they work is they just discharge everything. And it means any wind power you currently have, which in my case is 51 megawatts worth of wind power from just hooking up the miners, you don't get that wind power anymore. It's not used. So what we've done is on this side, we're also charging accumulators. So we're going to bring in the charged ones. We're going to run them out there. The flat ones are going to come back in the front. And then the flat ones are also going to come out this side. And they're going to run into these machines, or these energy exchanges, and they're going to try and recharge. And what happens here is they only use any available free power on the network. Okay, so if the network is flat out, as you can see, we're already, the amount we're discharging is the amount of power we've created. So, you know, we're basically negated our wind power. So what we're doing by recharging the accumulators is it means that we've basically negated our power usage, and that is running. Oh, you didn't get a recipe. Copy, paste. Okay. What that means is, yes, we're going to recharge the accumulators on this side. which should mean that we still get our free wind power. It's going somewhere, even if it's just going in a loop, but it's a free loop, sort of, technically. Yes, it means that basically the only power we're going to be pulling out of the accumulators is the power we need, which is currently not a lot, but as soon as I go to here, come on, and I set, let's do that one there first. We'll remote demand in some of them. Cool. And then I'll remote demand in some of them. And then we'll drag that back up. And I'm going to set you guys to orbit number 2. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start launching solar sails. And at the same time, we're going to start building our Dyson ring. Because I want to find out whether I can get the ring directly hard up against our planet. And then we're going to put in ray receivers. If I click to start building, click to finish building, can we get these things lined up on that line? There to there. And nope. By the way, I did swap out the, oh god, AdvancedBuildDestruct mod for multi-build. It looks to be a little bit more updated, and you might also notice that it now counts. It now counts for us. No more counting with GD. It now counts how many items I'm going to be putting down, which is build counter by the same person who did multi-build. So we're going to dump those guys down. As you can see, we are trying to bring in 161 megawatts of 0 because there's no rocket parts, there's no sails. They will be inbound shortly. You were literally recharging the accumulators faster than we're flattening them, which is a good sign. Sort of. Yeah, although they just arrived and they're going to start using a fair bit of power. Yeah. Yeah, really glad I brought those. And you guys are still at pitch limit, definitely, because if we turn off that, yeah, that's on the other side of the planet. Okay, so we're going to start launching rockets and bits and pieces, and hi rockets. Literally rockets in the face. And hopefully these guys are going to come out. Actually, that looks like it's stopped already for a node. Yeah, there's our first node. And you guys are traveling to, I don't know where. Can I click that, please? Alright, so I've got a node here, a node here, a node here. And if I line up the inclination... Yeah, I'm hoping they look a little bit high, but I'm hoping they're parallel. That's what I really care about. I'm really hoping that our poor little planet ends up sandwiched. Wow, there's one right there. I'm really hoping our poor little planet ends up sandwiched between two Dyson layers. That right there. Right. Whoop, I found a crater to go step in. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. So it'll be a Dyson layer right there, which is very, very, very close. Very, very close indeed. Also going to have some very confused rockets. But yeah, that's the plan for this planet, to start the process of making power, because we're going to need a lot of power, and I'm going to spend a lot more time setting up the smelting planet. Don't look at the bottom right, don't wind back, don't see how many hours I've spent so far, and it's about quarter done. There's a lot of work to do. I think that's a rocket. That is a rocket. There's a rocket that went straight up as going straight down. Yes, I'm going to see that get bigger. Hey, we even saw it get bigger. There we go. Okay, so there's another rocket. I can't move. Not in sail mode. Can I... Yeah, if I try and... Oh, and that's our... I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, it's literally right above me. No, it's sailing over the top. There it is. Okay, so that's that, and our sails are being shot off to... It looks like an orbit just inside our orbit, and I'm hoping if we go there, and then we go and flatten out the inclination... So that means I got to line up this faded line, which is where the planet has been, with this darker line, which is where the planets are going to be. At least I hope. I think that's the way it is. Maybe it's the other way around. North. No, we're going anti-clockwise? Yeah, I think we're going anti-clockwise. So that's the point we're being. This is the point. Whatever. I got to line up these two lines. That's the bottom line. So if I... The bottom line. Huh. Okay, so if I line those two up... Yeah, it looks like the inclination is correct. It looks like it's a flat line. Maybe. We're going to have to wait till we get more of the shells built, more of the swarm built, and then find out. But yes... This is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. It's a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit anticlimactic, but yeah, I was working on the Forged World, and oh boy, yeah, there's a lot of work going on to get it built out correctly, because I want to be in a position where we're like, that's it. We've done smelting for good. There is no more smelting ever to be done. Something we never, ever have to worry about again. Meanwhile, actually, how many rockets do we need for 2 rings around? Oh, cool. A good 160,000. Yeah, okay. All right. So, with all that said, like I said, this is where I'm going to end this episode. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to come back in the next episode. We're going to look at our Forged World. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. At the same time, I'm going to be able to show off an interesting mod. Think blueprinting. Think blueprinting. And with that said, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. If you're here for this episode out of the blue, you've watched all the way through the first system, you're here for the second system, the great colonization of the second system, and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I think you're past you. Mate. So, you know, do me a favor, click the subscribe button. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Alright, bye.